Hey guys, welcome to the Adventures of Wildak. If you haven't already, go down below that little red button that says subscribe. Click on it so you can get future notifications when we upload our adventures. But anyways, today we are going to talk about, to me, one of the biggest adventures that we have taken as a family. And that is going from public school to homeschool. I've had many friends this year reach out to me about homeschooling, and I figured that sharing this would just kind of give my opinion on it and some insight on our experience so far. I'm only 2 years in, so I'm a newbie, but I feel like through last year we learned a lot. But anyways, first things first, the first step if you want to start a homeschool is to go to the NCDOE website and you file a notice of intent. When you do that, you either have to have your high school diploma or your college diploma because they require the administrator of the school to have that. So before you file, make sure you find that. But anyways, also you choose a school name. I will say put thought into that school name because if you happen to go all the way through homeschooling, that school name is what's going to be on their diploma. We went with Kirby Academy, which is we didn't put a lot of thought into it. But anyways, I'm not mad at it, but I do wish that we would have made it more creative and original. But we are where we are. Once you choose your school name, you cannot change it, as far as I know. So then again, and another thing is the law is that a kid does not have to be enrolled in school until they are age 7. Willow was in public school, so I was told that even though that's the law, that since she was in public school, we had to unroll her and show proof that we were going to another school. But I have heard that that's not true, but I've heard it is, so I don't really know. That's whatever you want to do. But anyways, I loved her public school, so I didn't want any issues. So we went ahead and just filed when she was 6. I didn't really have any issues with it, but she did have to test last year. That's one thing. Once you file your intent and you open your school and your kid is in your class, you are required to administer a yearly test, which, I mean, is not the end of the world. People stress out about them, but it's really just showing you where they're at so the next year you can start where they're at. It's not saying, hey, my kid's testing on kindergarten level when they're supposed to be in second. That's the beauty of homeschooling. If your child needs to slow down, you're able to say, okay, let's step on the brakes and slow down. And if they're zooming through stuff, you can go on ahead. It's kind of work at your own pace. Do what's best for your family. And that's one thing that I have grown to love about it. But anyways, that is about it with opening a homeschool. Oh, also you are required to keep attendance. So we printed out an attendance sheet on the NCDOE website and we just check daily when we do school. Even if it's a field trip, as long as she learns that's a day of school. But anyways, on to curriculum. I had many people ask me what curriculum we use. Okay. My advice is to I don't know. The beauty about homeschool is if you choose a curriculum and you say, hey, this is not working for my child, you can go to the store tomorrow, buy a curriculum, and try it. That is pricey, so I advise kind of getting opinions. We went to a used bookstore near our house, and the lady there was so helpful. If you are curious about what the name of that store is, just shoot me a message, and I will get back to you. That lady was very helpful and helped us choose curriculum. And also, I suggest finding a co-op and finding people who are in the journey with you to kind of go along with you in this journey, because it's so much better when you have a group of people who support you, and when you have questions you can go to them, and it's just better when you have friends. So I do advise finding a co-op. Plus they organize field trips and all kinds of things, so it socializes your kid, because a lot of times homeschool kids are looked at as they don't socialize. I can promise you my children socialize a lot. But anyways, on to curriculum. I had a friend suggest this curriculum to me. Willow was I don't want to say behind in reading, but she was struggling. And it was more of a fight getting her to read than and I just didn't feel like she was learning. So I had a friend suggest this curriculum, and it has been amazing. She has grown so much. We are currently on level 2. It's all about reading. I will tell you, even if you have a public school child and they are struggling with reading, I would look into this curriculum. You can buy them used. I suggest if you can find them used, to buy them used because they are pretty pricey. But I will tell you, this right here has been the bomb with finding, like, helping Willow's reading. It has really taken off this year. So, and also people look at, oh, my child's not reading. They're 7. Why are they not reading like their classmates? Not all children are the same. Every child is different. So don't stress and judge your child based off another child, because they're just not the same. Even my 2, I will discuss on how I have found differences in them. But anyways, all about reading. It comes with the teacher's manual, which is really neat because it actually walks you through the lesson. Like, you read it. You can even sit there and read it while you're doing the lesson. It walks you through the lesson pretty much, which is very helpful. Comes with word cards, letter cards, and then the ending and beginning blends you're learning. It also comes with a student's workbook, which also, what I love about it is it's a lot of cutting, and I just feel like cutting is good on growing those motor skills. So I really do like that. It's very, very, very hands-on. And Willow, I have learned, is very hands-on. If she's not touching it, she's not learning. Most of the time. But anyways, it comes with really neat little lessons. She really, really enjoys this. And it comes with these little readers, which Willow will ask me to read even on the days that it's not in the lesson. And if my child asks me to read a book, I hand her that book, because I feel like reading is one of the most important things. Even if you're not doing a curriculum, like you don't want to do this curriculum, hand your child a book every single day. Read to your child, because I just feel like if your child can read, they can do anything. So reading to me is very, very important. Also, it comes with these letter tiles, which I really like too. Some people use the app that you can get with the curriculum. You download it. But we really like the letter tiles because they're hands-on. And we just took a baking sheet. They're little magnets. So it's really cool. And she spells words out and has a lot of fun with it. Okay, also, I think All About Reading has 4 different levels. We're currently on 2, working our way through. But I highly, highly, highly suggest All About Reading if you're looking for a reading curriculum for a younger child. Also, we found All About Spelling. I had a mom ask me if I feel like if you're doing All About Reading, you need All About Spelling. I think the answer to that is it depends on the child. Willow knows her letter sounds and everything, but she would not blend until we started with All About Spelling. We've really enjoyed it. It's the same as All About Reading. Walks you through the lessons. They're really short and sweet, so it's not like we're spending hours a day on spelling, and she enjoys it. So as you can see, this is her work, but she really does enjoy it, and I've enjoyed it. So to me, All About Spelling has been a great thing to go with All About Reading. But anyways, it just depends on the child and of course your budget, because this stuff is, I suggest finding it used if you can, or there's also a lot of free curriculums that you can try. We did, let me think. I think it's Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool. We worked on a little bit last year. I did enjoy it, but I just don't like Willow being on the computer 24/7. So we went with actual books this year, which I've enjoyed more. And I think she has too. Okay. And then with math, we're doing Saxton Math. It's kind of to the point. It also comes with a teacher manual, but we did not get the teacher's manual. It just has, I make her do a sheet or 2 sheets a day. And the good thing is, it reviews her math facts. But she just goes through it. We're currently halfway through the first book. We have one more book to get through on level 2. But I have enjoyed Saxton Math. It has many mixed reviews. But for my child, Saxton Math has worked. So, and another thing on reading that I didn't touch, I had someone suggest this to me. This did not work for Willow because, like I said, she's very hands-on. Now, my son, he's 3, and we're currently looking through it, learning letters and kind of learning letter sounds. And he does seem to like this, but he's more, you can read him a book and he'll read it right back, kid. Willow's not that child. So every child is different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. Some people swear by it. Some people say for reading, this is all they did, and then they went straight to reading books. So, I mean, if it works for your child, that's awesome, because this is a very inexpensive way to teach them to read. And there have been people who swear by this. So it really just depends on your child. So here's another good one that you could pick up if your child's learning to read. Okay. With writing, one thing that I found helpful, we started out doing a journal a day, and she did pretty well with it. But then I came across this idea where we set a timer each day. We started with, I think, 3 minutes. We're up to 6 minutes. But I will set that timer, and she will just write. I don't care what she writes, but she writes for that entire time. And then after she's done, we go through and we fix her mistakes, and we count together, and we go over where she messed up. And that has really helped her writing and helping her with sounding out words. So if you're looking for just kind of a journal activity to do with them, that's been pretty helpful with Willow. Oh, and with hands-on, if you have a hands-on child like mine, we love our little place value blocks. She has really, we use these for addition, subtraction. We use them just learning our numbers. This year we're working on learning numbers up to 1,000, and she's already got that. So, but I feel like these blocks have really helped her. But like I said, she's very hands-on. And these were, I got them at a teacher's store, Teacher's Pet. They weren't that expensive, and we've used them a lot. We also got a little block that you flip through, and it shows you the different numbers. And she enjoys, like, I show her a number, and she's got to find them with the blocks. So, and also with math facts, I know math facts are very important. Some people time, some people don't. We have been timing. I'm not a big fan of timing, but I do feel like the faster they get at these basic math facts, the better they can work through the larger problems. So we have these little wrap-ups, and she loves them. This is the addition ones. And then we also have a subtraction one. But it just goes through all the numbers up to 10. And she just sits there and she wraps them up. And we kind of do that as an extra whenever she wants to. But she enjoys doing that. They're called wrap-ups. And you can, I think we even have a multiplication, but we haven't started on that one yet. But she is currently learning multiplication. So, all right. Also, when you're reading a story, always one really important thing to me is ask questions. So I printed off this hand to remember who, what, when, where, why, and how. And she enjoys, after she reads a story, we look at this hand together, and sometimes I'll let her ask the questions, and sometimes I ask the questions, but she enjoys her little hand. We do a little reading comprehension sheet. We change it out weekly, and it's on her level. Sometimes I do it a little harder, sometimes a little easier, but it helps her speed and her confidence. But we just change it out weekly. She goes through one whole week, she reads the same one, and she's timed on that. I give her a minute, and we see how many words she has read. And if she makes 3 mistakes, she goes back and starts over. But she doesn't fight me on that. And I feel like it has helped her speed of reading. And with math facts, she hates math facts, but we do this daily. She has a little sheet. We change it out so she's not memorizing the problems, but she goes through, and I give her 3 minutes to do however many problems, and we see how many she can do. I think currently she's up, well, she also has an app that does 1 minute, and I think in 1 minute she can get 19, which to me, that's good. I don't really know what schools want them to be able to do, and we just more so do that so she can, so it makes her faster, because I feel like it will help her. Like when she sees a larger problem, she can say, oh, and do it in her head. But anyways, for science this year, we're doing Enjoying God's World. We've really, really enjoyed this. It's really simple. It's just a science reader, and it gives you questions to answer. And it's by Becca, I believe. Yeah. But it's called Enjoying God's World, grade 2. And she enjoys this too. And let me tell you, my child, her favorite subject is history, which is awesome. But this year we are using, it's a Becca too, it's called Our America History and Geography Reader. We just use a reader, and sometimes we use YouTube. We do little art projects. We do all kinds of things with history. We do read in our reader, but I like using YouTube because it's actually a video she can watch and kind of learn. And we kind of try to do, like if she reads something in here, we don't just move on the next day. We kind of do that for a couple of days so she's kind of grasping it. But like right now, we're doing the colonial children, and she loves it. I'm thinking about taking a field trip to Old Salem, which would be awesome. Another thing that she loves is games, any kind of games. We got these awesome, we got a bunch of these games. I'll just show you a couple. Numbers and just matching, and then vowel sounds. We got all kinds of games, but my children loves games. We even have a game, I want to say it's called the Sneaky Snatchy Squirrel. Teaches colors. And then we have Fruit Fiesta. If your child's learning letters like my Dakota is, that game I highly recommend. They really, really enjoy that game. But anyways, that is our curriculum. On to talking about our homeschool experience. Last year we did not use curriculum because I didn't know what I was doing. So we went and we printed off what she needed for first grade, and I just kind of rolled with it. She did pretty good, but at the same time, it was kind of all over the place. And I know some families unschool. Willow would love to be unschooled, but my mama heart, I like to have organization, and that's just me. Like I said, when you homeschool, you do what's best for your family. Just because one family's doing something doesn't mean your family has to do the same thing. So, do what is best for your family. I cannot stress that enough. If you like to travel the world, go travel the world and do school while you travel. It's just, that's the beauty in homeschooling that I have came to really, really, really love is if they're sick, you don't have to worry about them missing days. It's just, I don't know. We have really enjoyed homeschooling. And I am in no way bashing public schools. I have some friends who are public school teachers, and they are amazing. So there are amazing teachers out there. But with the world today, I know it's scary for a lot of parents. And my thing is, what we have done is we have just prayed and prayed and prayed about it. And I feel like giving it to God and letting Him kind of guide us is where we're at. We don't know what the future is going to hold for us. We've kind of got some things up in the air for next year. But when the time comes, we'll decide on that as a family because I just feel like, but I will tell you, if you're questioning yourself with homeschooling, if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. And you do not have to sit down for 6 hours a day and do school. There are people who go outside and do school. There are people who do sit down and do lessons. There are people who go on field trips, which I love field trips. I feel like field trips are one of the best educational experiences children can have. And I just feel like going on a field trip and actually seeing it, touching it, they learn the best. But anyways, I'm not trying to persuade you on what to do. I just figured I had so many friends coming to me this year asking me about homeschool. This is just my insight, the curriculum I chose that's currently working for us. But I will tell you that if you're interested in that bookstore, the lady at that bookstore is super, super, super helpful. And the good thing about actually going to a place that has the curriculum is if you can sit down and actually look through it and see kind of what it's about and see if you think it's going to work for your child. Because one thing is, you know your child better than anyone. So anyways, I don't know what the future holds for us, but right now we are a homeschool family and we love it. So I really, really, really hope that you got something from this video today. And just remember, do what's best for you. Do what's best for your family. Don't worry about the world around you. You can do anything you put your mind to. So anyways, don't forget to like this video and click subscribe at the bottom. And follow us for future updates and maybe even some homeschooling tips and tricks and some of the stuff we do. But anyways, I think our next adventure might be Old Salem if I can work it out. So we'll just see. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.